It's another great day here on the dock at Feel Better with Lauren. I'm Lauren, and I'm not complaining at all, but I am complaining a little bit about these Muskoka chairs or Adirondack chairs. There's no lumbar support. Your back starts to ache after a while. You're rolling up towels. You're trying to get your back in line. Now, generally, I've stayed away from symptom-specific videos, but it occurs to me that if you can address a symptom and get your body and mind in gear at the same time, then it pretty much fits in with Feel Better with Lauren. So today we're going to address our aching back a little bit. We're going to do some moving. Don't strain yourself. Sometimes I find for myself, if you stretch into these moves, in the moment it feels good on your back, and then later on you realize you pushed it too far. So just take it to your edge, give it a try, take a few days to get it, hit like, notify, subscribe, and give me a follow. We've relocated up top here. I've got a nice view of the lake. It's nice and quiet up here. Just focusing on my back today and getting rid of all those kinks and little crampy things. Remember, we don't want to strain ourselves. We're just trying to loosen everything up. So don't go into any poses that don't feel good and don't feel right. Let's just start cross-legged, and then we'll go down to corpse's pose after this. Nice and straight. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Get rid of all that stale air, and then we'll go into breathing only through our nose. So let's see how that goes. In big breath in through our nose. In through our nose. Push that air out through your mouth. Last one. Now let's line our backs and corpses toes. That's with our feet to the corners of our mat or our towel. Lie back into the sun. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath your chest. And just feel where the ground's touching it. Feel where your back is tight and how that's touching the ground. Is it even? Is it not? We'll just sit here for a second and appreciate things. Everything in and out through our nose. Put your feet together and we'll do a supine butterfly. So your feet together where it's comfortable. You can put blocks underneath your hips if you'd like. And just let your knees fall open like the pages of a book. Just relax and see how that feels. There's stretch, but we're not forcing. Inhale, straighten your feet out again. We're going to do what's called fish pose. So with our hands beside our hips, our elbows sort of push in, and our head looks behind you. This is a spot we don't really stretch very often, the top of our back. Inhale and just slowly come down again. Now our feet come up, our knees to our chest, and then into happy baby, which is holding the back of our feet, the side of our feet, or behind you on the back of your thighs, or wherever's handy and comfortable. Just rock back and forth a little bit, and just try to feel where your spine is not wanting to move and wanting to move. You can sort of massage things. You can straighten your legs a little bit. One leg, the other leg. Just a bit of movement to see where is moving, where is not. Inhale, We create some space and exhale, just relax into that. Now from here, if it feels good, you could either go into a bridge pose or you could stay here. I'm going to go up into a shoulder stand. So I'm going to put my feet into the air. And I'm not forcing this. I'm just relaxing into this. It sort of moves the top of your back around a little bit. You can bring your legs into if you wanted to, you could go to plow and put your feet all the way back to the ground. That's too much of a stretch for me right now. I just want to get everything moving. Back to a shoulder stand. And then slowly come down. And put your legs over to the left for a twist. Your left hand on top of your right thigh, just to remind to hold it down, and then fall open on the other side. If you're relaxing, don't force anything. Relax. Your body will just want to sort of open up to that. Now inhale. Bring your knees back up to your chest. Just hug them in to sort of get your spine straightened up again, and then your knees go off to the other side. Nothing strong here. We're just trying to get our back moving again. Oh, there's a little pop. Let your shoulder fall open. Each inhale, we create some space, and the exhale, we just relax into that. There's no pushing or forcing here. Now inhale, we go back up. Bring our knees to our chest. And then we're going to put our legs straight into the air for a supine staff pose. So as close to 90 degrees as you can here. Engage your core just a little bit. Keep your feet up to the sky. Everything's a little bit engaged, but we're not straining. Again, just sort of feeling where everything is. Here we can rock forward and sort of stay in this 90 degree up to a normal staff, which is just seated 90 degrees. Reposition yourself if you need to. So your heels are on the mat, still on your towel or just on the ground. Nice and straight. Feel how that feels. And put your hands behind you, and we're going to push up to a reverse plank. Hips as high into the sky. Stretch out your shoulders. Your core is engaged. Get the sun on your face if you're lucky. Your hips can drop a little bit. Bend your right leg, put your left arm behind you, and go up to what's called wild thing. You're sort of just on your toes, and you're kicking your hips forward, and that stretches things again. You can do a variation on this if you want. You can just stretch your arms back. Reach as far forward as you can. And then back down. Again, we'll do the other side. Straighten your legs out. Left leg bent this time. Right leg behind. Pushing your hips forward. Not much weight is on your right. And reaching behind you. Now keep your left hand over. Let's go plank the other side. Find where your feet want to be. Your wrists below your shoulders. Tuck your tailbone and engage your core. Separate your shoulder blades. Just sit here for 2 seconds. Now we're going to drop our knees, drop our elbows, and drop our chest and slide forward up to Sphinx pose. Elbows are below your shoulders, like the Sphinx in Egypt. Take a breath here for a sec. Flex your butt a little bit. Put your legs further apart if you're feeling it on your back. Or don't come up so high, or else if you want to go a little higher, straighten your arms up to seal. Keep your butt flexed so that your spine feels good. And only do this if this feels really nice for you. It's a nice stretch, your shoulders away from your ears. Wherever you are, take a breath in and then slowly drop down. Rock your hips back and forth just to release anything there. And you can start feeling what's moving better, what needs to move more. Let's do what's called half frog. Your left arm at a 45-degree angle, your right leg back, and you're pushing up out of your elbow. So you get a stretch the other way. You're stretching your quad as well as obviously in your hip flexor. And last breath in. And slowly release everything. Let's go to the other side. Your right arm on a 45-degree angle, your left leg folded. And just push up out of your elbow. This side feels different than the other. Breath in, release everything slowly, and just put your head down onto your forearms for a second. Rock your hips back and forth. Just feel what's moving. Not right now. Now your arms beside you. Push yourself back into child's pose. Your big toes are almost touching. Your knees are far apart. And just relax into that. I can really feel that in my lower back. Put your hips back onto your heels. And just relax into that. Let it all stretch. Inhale. We're going to go to puppy pose. Knees underneath your hips, like a puppy playing. Arms stretched this way, and this sort of focuses a little on your middle back now. At least it does on me. Inhale, and then exhale. Just sort of relax. Your forehead can touch the ground. Sort of seems like it straightens out all your belly and your back and your lower back. Now inhale, finally we're going to tuck our toes, our hands and our toes almost in the same position, and we're going up to downward dog. Find that perfect spot. Walk your feet out a little bit. Get those kinks gone. And again, we're going to keep our wrists, our elbows, and our shoulders and our hips as straight as they can all together. So if you need to bend your legs, then you bend your legs and then straighten them to the point where you can keep that straight line. going to do just a quick little series of moves following our breath. So inhale, forward through plank. Keep going. Drop your hips into upward dog, still on your toes. And a breath, and then forward to a push-up, half push-up, then up to plank, and then back to downward dog again. We're going to do that 2 more. So this is stretching, but it's also like letting a wave is going through your body. So everything moves sort of really flowy, and that'll loosen up your back as well. So downward dog, forward, drop your hips, still keep going into a half push-up, up to plank, and back to downward dog. Last one, forward through plank, drop your hips, reach forward, up to plank again, back to downward dog. Now let's walk forward, or you can float or jump or handstand, what have you, into a squat at the top of the mat. Oh, so that's loosened up stuff a lot for me. You can move around to feel pretty stable. My triceps between my knees, and just push out on your knees a little tiny bit, and that makes you be able to go straighter. Now inhale your hands in front of you and put your butt into the air. Let's hang in a forward fold here for a second. Hold on to your elbows if that's nice. Let your head hang super heavy. Put your arms behind your back, interlace your hands, and let your arms fall heavy forward, and that focuses up, you put a little higher on your back again. And just relax, and your head heavy. Move around a little bit. Try to move a little bit, see what wants to move. Drop your hands back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Your knees, your hands to your shins, nice and straight, parallel to the floor. Inhale and relax down to forward fold again, and then crouch lower than normal, like a ball. And slowly, slowly, slowly roll yourself all the way up, right to the top. Follow your arms all the way to the top. I'll rotate towards the camera. Let's stay at the top of your mat. And then bring your hands back down to the center. Your wrists at the same height as your elbows. And now we're going to interlace our hands. Inhale, and then exhale. Push our hands out as far as we can. Stretch open our shoulder blades. Now inhale, put your hands all the way to the top. Now inhale, off to the left. Stretch it. Oh, everything's moving even already. Inhale back up to the top again. Inhale. Exhale, bend to the right. That's a little tight at that side. Just relax into that. We're not pulling, we're not forcing. Inhale up to the top again. Inhale, arms behind your back. And get some sun on that chest. And inhale your hands back at the center. Wrists the same height as your elbows. Move your head around. It's definitely moving more. Your hands down beside your palms facing forward. Just sort of sit and appreciate and feel what your body feels like. A few good breaths, and we'll see you in the next video. Always talk to your healthcare professional before starting a new regime. If you experience pain, discomfort, or dizziness, slow down or stop. These videos will become easier each day, but if it doesn't feel right today, go slower or move to another video. Listen to your body.